This is Athena Jezik, and I'm going to work a little bit on Karina today. I'm going to work an arm for you so you can see what to do with an arm. Now, arms and shoulders typically are fairly easy to do. The shoulder isn't that easy, I'll admit, but the elbow and the arms and the hands are a lot easier. The wrists are easier to do, mainly because they don't move in so many different directions. So you can just kind of get a feel for how range of motion is. And then we're going to work into the muscles. One of the things about when the hands or the wrist or the elbows and shoulders are hurting in somebody's body, it's usually because of a misalignment that is pulling on the muscles in a funny way. And that is what is creating the pain, because the foundation is off. There's not a good foundation there. And when there's not a good foundation, then anything laying on that foundation is going to have to shift to being able to continue to hold. Over time, if it stays out of alignment, even at the subtle level, that's where you can pull muscles, get muscles pulled, create some other discomforts in your body. You can tear muscles that way if you go down at a funny angle because the muscle is already crooked on there. And it doesn't take much, just millimeters, just even smaller than that. It's amazing what, balance is all about. And that's one thing that we are with the body is we're balanced. We should be balanced. But when we get disconnected, then we really become out of balance in more ways than one. So I'm just doing basic massage here for you to see. Just working the hand, the fingers, in between the fingers. Working a little bit like that. A lot of times, too, when you feel something that isn't just right, you can't always just rub it out with massage. There's other techniques that are much more subtle, which are important to understand, and how to work those subtle structures to be able to unwind that fascia. The fascia is like a netting that goes all over your body, and it's around the organs, many layers. It's around everything. The fascia is so thick in the body that if you were to stand with just your fascial structure, you would be able to identify the person. So about the fascia is everywhere in the body. It's a netting, and it wraps around everything. It wraps around the organs. There's many layers around certain structures. It pulls on one another. It's actually quite fascinating what the fascia is, because when the fascia is moving, think of it like a big cobweb. And when the fascia is moving, like just with regular movement, each one of those little fibers that are connected, they're connected in a way like a cobweb. They have to not only just stretch or contract or twist and bend, but they can't touch each other either. They don't touch each other at all. So all of this other movement that we're doing, this fascia is in there and it's not touching each other. It's just allowing the muscles and whatever to move, and it's following it, but it's not banging into each other. That cobweb is moving without interfering with each line of the cobweb. So when you get something that's bound up, when you get fascia that begins to bind up, you'll get pain simply because you'll be having that fascia touch each other and pull on each other in very abnormal ways. And so that makes the pain happen, and that makes it hard to unwind unless you do it very subtly, because it's such a subtle structure. So that's where learning how to work with that subtle stuff is going to give a therapist a big advantage as far as what his or her work will turn out to be, because you can't really force that out with a lot of deep work. You have to follow what it's going to do, because it only knows how to unwind itself. It would be foolish for me to think that I can figure out how fascia needs to unwind. And sometimes when it's real stuck in there, the cupping is helpful, because it kind of pulls it apart, because it pulls everything up rather than pushing down and forcing yourself into it. Okay, so I've just applied the oil on this side, and I'm just, doing the normal effleurage. But this is almost more of an iron. It's not a thumb iron, it's more like a finger iron. When you practice a long time, you change a little bit. But you do need to have the basics in order to be able to divert from what you're supposed to be doing. I really think that basic work is vital to having something. People that I have experienced that don't have an understanding for basics usually aren't really that competent in what they're doing. And they tend to blend too many things without really understanding what they're blending. So it gets to be kind of a hodgepodge of things. So I'm just going up over the shoulder and then to get along through here. This is a part that's usually pretty tense. Okay. So by going rather, just a minute. So by going, this might look like I'm really digging in, but I'm really not. I'm going at the direction of the muscle, but I am paying attention to what I'm feeling in my fingers. So massage does help people to relax, which is good, but it's not the same kind of relaxation. It is with the body and people feel good afterwards, but the relaxation that you get from massage is different than the relaxation you get from deeper, more subtle work. And I don't really know why that is, but my theory is because when you start to address the higher frequencies of the body and the more subtle structures, that you're actually taking the body into a deeper space. Cranial sacral therapy works with the cerebrospinal fluid, and to me it seems like that particular modality is the one that's connecting to the higher frequencies of the body. And this is all things that are going to be taught in the fundamentals course that I have out there. So if you're interested to learn more, then that's where you would want to go. But it really does matter. And the massage is not invalid, of course, because when you're dealing with somebody who's injured, you have to address the muscles after you get the structure corrected. Then you can have to deal with the muscles. The muscles can be quite problematic when there's been an injury to them. They can do all sorts of weird things and last for a long time and all of that. So other modalities are fine, but I always will stand with the more gentle modalities, or the modalities, even though they might be painful, that will address the deeper, more subtle frequencies that are higher up in the body, or behind more templates of the body, because they deal with the organs and they deal with function, and that's really the part when you do your inner work, your shadow work. That's what you're going to be addressing. You go down that deep, you go into the very deep crevices of yourself and find very dark spaces of trauma, which people just don't like to do, but you feel so much better on the other side of it. Working around the deltoid is good because deltoids do a lot of work throughout the day. So if you get a sprain or something going on with, or a twist that's funny with your arms or shoulders or hands, then just remember that, that you have to go to the structure first, and then you have to go to the attachments on the structure. And that's the order that it should be corrected. Unfortunately, most of what's out there today does not address that. The other thing that I want you all to be aware of is that a person cannot balance the subtle structures of the body, the energy of the body, the systems, chakras. They cannot really balance those for the person, because it's that inner work that has to be done in order to get that to change. So people are oftentimes posing like they're doing something really important on this energetic level, not really understanding it. And that's why it's important for you to, if you're going to go into this work, that you take the time with the basics. People want to skip over it because it seems boring, or they feel like they're beginners or whatever, but you're not going to be a master at it. You're not going to be a healing artist if you don't know the basics. Just like you're not going to be a painting artist or anything if you don't understand the basics about the paint and what it is, the brushes and all of that. So I want you to keep all that in mind. And it's a very good job to have, when you do take the time to do it right, because people need this. There's a lot of things that are not pleasant in the world right now, and people do need to be able to relax deeply, but they need to be told the truth about what's happening, and they need to be going into modalities that they may not be real comfortable with, but be able to work through so that they can connect with themselves at many levels and become that whole individual. We should be able to be very empathic, but we have to be taught that. We can't just say we're that. We can't just say we're doing it. It is part of what we have to learn, but we have it in us to learn. So it's just a matter of if we want to learn it, and if we're not going to start with a very basic body and connect there, it's pretty hard to move much further down the road. But I see the world coming to that. So there we work the arm in the massage realm, and I think Karina's pretty relaxed. So thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you appreciate the things I'm bringing to you. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. I want to invite you to explore my course, The Foundations of Subtle Alignment. Misalignment of the subtle structures is often the root cause of chronic pain, injuries, and chronically high levels of stress hormones. In this course, you will learn about the subtle anatomy and a protocol for assessing and aligning the subtle structures.